It's called the time of Jared. Jared is older than Enoch. Enoch lived during that time. He took record. He mentioned it in that time of Jared. What was happening in the time of Jared? Let's take a look at this here.
Genesis chapter 5, what verse?
Chapter 5, and let's start in the beginning right there. Let's go in verse 18.
All right, Genesis chapter 5, beginning at verse 18. And Jared lived 162 years.
And Jared, he lived 162 years, so he's technically a young man. That's old, not a day in time, right, Prophet? But he's 162.
Which is a young man for their time.
Okay.
And he begat Enoch.
And he had a son called Enoch. This is his father. Come on.
And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years.
800 years. So already that's 962. Come on.
And begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years. And he died. And Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah.
So Enoch was really young. He had a son at what?
65.
At 65. Okay.
And begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with the Most High.
And Enoch walked with who?
With the Most High. After he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years.
365 years. Come on, Paul.
And Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was not, for the Most High took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begat Lamech.
Okay. Now, the book of Genesis, brothers and sisters, is compressed, right? But there's other books, other literature that gives you more to expound on what happened in Genesis, like the book of Jubilees, right? We also have the fragments of Noah. We're going to go into that because there's a lot happened between here. They just give you the lifespan. That's a lot of years we live in. That's all we know. There's a lot happened here. Okay, prophets, read down the verse. Down to chapter 6. Read down to chapter 6 here, because in chapter 6, this is still the days of Jared. This is when it started going on.
All right. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Verse 24. And Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was not, for the Most High took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and he begat Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech 782 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died.
So now, Methuselah is Lamech's father, right? 900 and what?
69 years.
And 69 years, and he died. Now, the Most High say a day with him is 1,000 years. No man lived past 1,000 years. Not even Adam. Okay? So, keep reading, prophets. Who is Lamech?
And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son.
Now, he begat a son. Okay?
And he called his name Noah.
Here we go. So, Noah's father's name was Lamech, and Lamech's father was Methuselah, right? But Methuselah's father was Enoch.
That's great.
All right? So, Enoch would be Noah's great-great-grandfather.
Right.
All right? Now, brothers and sisters, the traditional thing to do for wisdom is to go to your elders. The Most High set that up. Who would know more than me? My father. Who would know more than my father? His father. That's the wisdom thing. That's what you're supposed to do. Who would know more than you, Prophet Shashika?
My mother.
Your mother. And then her.
Yeah.
Her mother.
Right.
Right? That's how wisdom was supposed to be passed down. Of course, foolishness is being passed down too.
Right.
You know.
Well, actually, they're turning it around and having the children mock the older people as though they know nothing, and especially with the onset of computerization and the technology, they act as though because they have this technology, and many are maybe not. Because there are many that are accustomed to it because they have to be, because it's in our life everywhere. It's interwoven in our lives, but they would rather go to Google than grandma. Yeah.
Exactly.
These kids are more apt to go to Google than grandma.
Okay. Prophets, keep reading down the verse chapter 6.
Okay, and Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Most High God has cursed. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old.
Now Noah was 500 years old.
And Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Now hold it there. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This is Noah's sons, right? He had these sons at 500 years old. Brothers and sisters, your so-called birthdays, the years on the earth, age the same way then like they did back then. That hasn't changed. So that's a lot of years for one man. And another, that's a lot of years.
And you know what I equated to? We're talking about wisdom, reaching back to your grandparents. They lived on this earth so much longer than we ever get a chance to. We don't know anything. Even when we're born and when we die, because you know, at this point our years are cut down so drastically, we will never reach the knowledge that they had and wisdom that they had in living day to day. 500 years. Can we even imagine? Can we even imagine? We know nothing.
And you know what? There was a movie called Highlander, okay? Highlander. And that movie, brothers, I took and got an understanding about on the age, how these men lived in the Bible. Because you can see, if I was a Highlander, I'm an immortal, right? But you can see me, I'm centuries years old. I'm from the 17th century.
They passed through several. They knew this person from whatever century, from whatever time period. It does kind of that's a resemblance. That's to give us some sort of analogy or comparison to what this could have been like living 500 years. It's unfathomable to us.
It is. It is. It's remarkable. And a remarkable event was about to happen, brothers and sisters, in the days of Jared. Something that had never happened before. Okay. Great sin was about to come on the earth. Come on, Prophets, chapter 6.
Okay, Genesis chapter 6, beginning in verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply.
When men began to multiply.
On the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. That the sons of the Most High God, our power, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Now, in the scripture, the Most High does things for a reason. This is not talking about men looking at women. They always been doing that. Men supposed to look at women, okay? This is something different. When the sons of who?
Sons of God.
Those are angels. They started looking at human women. Come on, prophet.
That the sons of God, the Most High, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
And they took them wives of all of whom they chose. Didn't Christ say, just like it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be? Didn't we just read that?
Yes.
Were they eating and drinking and giving in marriage?
Marrying and marrying, giving in marriage.
This is what's going to be happening. They doing this, okay? Come on, prophets, keep reading.
And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
So the Most High shut down everything, the whole earth, down to 120 years. 120 jubilees, exactly. But it's also for the years of a man. A man can live up to 120 years.
That's it.
Okay? Come on, prophet.
There were giants in the earth.
There were who?
There were giants in the earth.
There were giants in the earth. This is a phenomenon. This had never been. Yeah, we had men of old living for years, right? But they weren't giants.
Right.
A strange event has happened. Something has happened, right? But let's go into Noah. Let's get ready. We're going to hold it right here. Let's go into Noah and show you what the Most High gave these people as a time, as a foretelling of what's about to happen, right? Let's go into the fragments of Noah. This is in the Studio Graphica, brothers and sisters. If you don't have it, prophets, what can they do? What can they do, prophets, to get this? Because I'm going to give you the book, prophets, if you can't find it there. But what website can they use the Studio Graphica?
Let's see. So I'm
brothers and sisters, Noah, the savior of his family. That's what this is. Okay? Now, he had 3 sons, but he also had a wife. That's his family. Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think I'm finding it. I'm not certain, and I don't want to misquote, because it has the excerpts of Enoch. It says Book of Noah, prior to 2nd century early writings form.
Okay.
But it really doesn't, I can't say that it references it. Let me look. Nothing comes up. Yeah. So I'm in the, it says early writings, early Jewish writings. But it doesn't necessarily say fragments.
Okay.
So I don't want to say that this is the right item.
No problem. I'm going to give you the Studiographica properties. Okay. The prophet is going to be reading from the Studiographica. It's the fragments of Noah, and it's talking about the birth of Noah. Okay. Now, he was a special child, and the Most High let his birth be a special event to give people a sign of what's about to happen. Everything means something. Christ's birth meant something. Okay? All right. Ready?
And after some days, okay. Well, I'm just, you just gave it to me.
You taught it, and you started 106, bro.
All right, that's where I was. Okay. So we're at 106 in the fragments of the book of Noah. And after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore a son.
Now, in the book of Genesis prophets, we knew who Methuselah was,
right?
Methuselah. We knew who he was. He was Lamech's father, right?
Right.
But the Genesis don't tell you that he went and found a wife for his son. It don't tell you that.
Right.
Come on.
And his body was white as snow, and red as blooming of a rose.
Noah's body was white as snow. This is where we get the albino effect. Okay, come on.
And red as the blooming of a rose. And the hair of his head and his long locks were white as wool.
Now, only people of dark-skinned nation have locks. That's just it. He's born with locks. Okay? Samson had locks. So he was a man of color with locks, but he was albino-ish at birth, right? But it was something special about Noah. Come on, prophets.
And his long locks were white as wool, and his eyes beautiful. And when he opened his eyes, he lighted up the whole house like the sun.
Wait a minute. This is reminding me of a transfiguration moment. When he opened up his eyes, he what?
He lighted up the whole house like the sun. And the whole house was very bright.
Now see, we even today we use words, to imply what I would say similar to, what I'm saying? We use words like that. Well, his eyes is bright like the sun or whatever, No, the scriptures say the whole house was lit up. Wow. Come on, prophet.
The whole house like the sun. And he lighted up the whole house like the sun, and the whole house was very bright. And thereupon he arose in the hands of the midwife, opened his mouth, and conversed with the Most High of righteousness. And his father Lamech was afraid of him, and fled, and came to his father Methuselah. And he said unto him, I have begotten a strange son, diverse from and unlike man, and resembling the Son of the Most High God of heaven.
Now, here's the thing. Here we go. Lamech had never seen this before. Man had never seen a mixture of angels and human flesh together. They have never seen that. He was an example of what they're going to be seeing on the earth. Noah was an example. He wasn't mixed like that, but the Most High put that on him so Lamech can bear witness of what's about to start happening, all right? He needs some understanding. I'll be afraid too.
Oh, you mean from so what you're referring to is the mixing that we read in Genesis 6, where the Son of God, which was the fallen angels, who had looked upon the fairness of the women on the earth and began to marry with them. And that's where the marrying and so that's where you're going. So the Most High delivered Enoch.